Hey friends, super pumped to have you back. We're back in Meredith's room. This time we're tackling a twin headboard. We've already got a platform bed made for her room, but now we got to add the headboard. We're going to be using the original Super Glue Total Tech all-in-one heavy-duty adhesive plus sealant, and I want to thank them for sponsoring this video. Okay, so step one, I had everything sketched out how I wanted the headboard to go as far as the overall height and the width. So let's get this 3/4 ply cut to size. For all you makers and DIYers out there like myself who don't own a track saw, I learned that a piece of MDF trim is a perfect guide for the circular saw. This piece of MDF was perfectly flat, and I keep it on hand when I'm breaking down plywood. Make sure to invest and maintain a sharp blade on your circular saw, as based on this cut, it's time to change my blade. So before I make the final cut on the plywood, I went ahead and took some 1x4 pine on the table saw and cut out the strips for the actual design on the headboard. After cutting the strips for the actual design, I placed the plywood on the table saw and did the final cuts to get the measurement right on. Okay, we already have the 2 posts for the headboard pre-cut, so now it's time to add some pocket holes to the plywood. And now let's start building the headboard. Now for this part of the glue up, I went with the clear. I love these 4.2 ounce tubes of the Total Tech. I thought this was the perfect size to just making sure I'm getting the glue where I need it on the post. Since I'm staining and not painting, I didn't want to have any issues there. Just make sure I get everything lined up and then start installing the pocket screws. Okay, so I just repeated the same steps on the other side, but this 4.2 ounce tube of this Total Tech is so convenient, especially on smaller projects. So definitely consider picking up some tubes. Okay, so now we have a completed headboard as far as the overall frame. So now let's actually create the design. Again, I'm going with the Total Tech and the clear to put the upper and lower piece in before we start putting the vertical slats. Fits like a glove. Now remember, after I get done laying each board, I'm going to rub the palm of my hand across the entire board to make sure I'm spreading the Total Tech out evenly. Now this particular clear in the tube will dry in 2 hours. Okay, we move on to the vertical slat pieces. I've got some 2x4 chunks and I'm going to use as my spacers, and I'm just double checking to make sure everything is going to fit perfectly before we start applying the adhesive. Okay, so now it's time to adhere the vertical slats to the headboard, and as you may notice, I cut 30-degree angles on both ends of the vertical slats. So for this, we're going to move away from the 4.2 ounce clear tube. We're going to go back to the caulking gun with the white Total Tech all-in-one. So let's hit on some of the amazing features of the all-in-one Total Tech from the original Super Glue. In the caulking gun tubes, it's going to dry in 1 hour. It works on pretty much all surfaces: concrete, brick, metals, marble, tile, PVC, drywall, foam board, wood, plastics, mirrors, laminate, and more. Every project that I've used Total Tech on has worked amazing, and everything has held up amazing as well. Now you will notice that I'm using some pin nails. Since I'm using stop blocks after each vertical piece, I didn't want any risk of a piece moving, so I'm running some small 18 gauge pins just to make sure everything stays in place. And in Meredith's barn door project, there was 0 nails and holding that design together, but since I'm having to use stop blocks and use the previous piece to line up the next piece, I just have to make sure nothing moves. Okay, some key notes to remember: it will dry in 1 hour, but it takes 12 hours to cure. So after I finished all the vertical slats, I allowed it to dry for 12 hours before performing any sanding. So there you have it, my friends. All the vertical slats are installed. I allowed it to dry overnight. I came out in the morning and did a complete sand on the entire headboard to make sure it's going to be splinter free and ready for staying. I am just so pumped how it looks. It's going to look so good with the platform bed. So let's do a little magic here and snap our fingers and go from sanded to stain. We use Mid-Wax Early American for the stain of choice. Well, there you go, my friends. We have a twin bed with a custom headboard completed. Meredith is so excited to have this bed in her room. She has fully enjoyed getting to use her bed, and that makes me super happy. I want to thank the original Super Glue for sponsoring this video. The Total Tech all-in-one heavy-duty adhesive plus sealant is such an amazing product with so many amazing uses, and it's so easy to use. So friends, I would love to know in the comments what you think. If you like this video, hit that like, hit subscribe if you love the content. Thanks again for watching. I hope you have a great day, and of course, stay classy.